The Minister of State for the Federal Capital Territory, Rahmatu Tijani Aliyu, has maintained that protesters who broke into warehouses in the territory did not loot COVID-19 food palliatives as those had been fully distributed before the NSAS protests. Speaking on behalf of the minister in an interview with the Whistler, the special advisor media, Austin Eleme, noted that all relief items were distributed to the 6 area councils in the FCT and that what remained were the leftovers and the strategic food reserve. He said items were distributed to other strategic stakeholders like the non-government organizations, NGOs, police, frontline workers, youth groups and civil society organizations, including the media and the Nigerian Union of Journalists. He says, I will tell you in fairness and truth that those items were over 90% distributed and what was left in some stores, especially in Gaki, was water and some cartons of Indomie for emergencies. This website had reported that the police had preempted the invasion of the warehouse located at C0NTÄM1NAT building in Gaki on Saturday, October 24th. Till today, you can still go there and see for yourself the store was over 90% empty, so there was no hoarded palliative in Gaki because that is our major store. Gaki and Tunga Maji are the 2 major stores for palliative in the FCT, Elmne said. According to him, there was also no palliative store at the National Youth Service Corps NYC camp, Kubwa, as suspected hoodlums carted away only mattresses and computers. Then the major one was the Gwangwalada, where looting was massive. It is the warehouse for the private sector driven initiative, the COVID. There are private firms that put their resources together to assist the government in this tiring period, and they do it across the 36 states and the FCT. And let it be known that FCT received their consignment on the 12th of October 2020, Elmne stress, saying the distribution of palliative in Gwangwalada was altered due to the NSAS protests. Before then, we have submitted a list of beneficiaries to the COVID, and they insisted that they want to be part and parcel of how these items are distributed, whether they are distributed equitably. But before they had arrived at a fixable date, NSAS protests had started. Some of them cannot come from Lagos because the road was blocked, and then looting started, he said. Meanwhile, the aide of the minister urged residents to question the source of food items they purchase this season, as the majority of items stored in Idu warehouse were chemicalized for preservation and not for consumption. Elmes stressed that, contrary to popular opinion, the warehouse located at the Idu Industrial Layout, Dakibuyu village in Jabi district, is a strategic grain reserve for food security in the FCT and has been in practice for over 30 years. The administration always buys up farm produce for farmers during harvest time and store them during the dry season. They now sell it back to farmers at a very reduced price. Unfortunately, most of the items that are even chemicalized for preservation and are not for consumption, he said, noting that items like beans may not be useful to the looters because they were chemicalized. He said, the only tragedy here is that it should not go into public because some of them are not human consumption again. Then the few Indomie cartons that people cited in that strategic reserve were items for food for flood victims in Gwangwalada, Kwali and other area councils, Elimne stated. The Idu Food Reserve was looted by suspected hoodlums on October 26. The security guard at the warehouse who spoke to our correspondent said the 3-unit complex was emptied by the looters. Okay. It is these politicians or whatever, they are now using the word looters. Who are the real looters? Those one who are stealing billions. They are changing the narratives. So it is not left whether Nigerian people will accept this story. It's a different ballgame entirely. But you guys have to change your strategy, because majority of you have been stealing. You are the ones stealing. I'm sure they will still tell you it is the masses that are stealing the money in the coffer of the country. Say, boss, you see, they are changing the narratives. All of una make una dey chop, make una chop, make una belle food, make una chop, make una quench, make una chop. A day will come, all of the things that you guys are eating, you will vomit it. You will vomit it. They are telling us that this whole thing is not, it's just reservoir, it's just reserve. Okay, all the COVID-19 palaces, minister says protesters looted reserve. Okay, they were reserve. Oh, God will help you people. God will help you. God will definitely help you. Well, you guys are just embarrassing yourself. The whole world knows the kind of people you are made of. Nothing is working, and these people are so happy that they are working. They are doing their best. But if you think you are doing your best is not enough. Oh, it's not enough. You just have to change the narratives. Of course, they will have to justify it. They will have to defend themselves, and that's why they are coming up with all of these things. Oh, those ones are reserved. They are reserving it for the victims of flood. Well, to which people in FCT, mama, you know they shame. Even your family will be ashamed of you. Sure, minister should respect herself and fear God Almighty. Small now. Why is she lying? Which leftover? Food reserve. I did not get any food. Maybe you gave it to my dogs without my permission. Useless people. Food reserve. Hey, hey. So what good when people are already starving to death? This is a pure lie. They will justify it now. When people are lying, like the army, all of them, they are just lying. You can imagine a whole governor telling lies that this and this and this and that. The army say, oh, this and this and this and that. It's just Photoshop with all the things that happen in Lagos. They are even still denying it, that nothing of such happened. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine human being? Can you imagine all these atrocities that these people are committing? And no, they are not remorseful. No conscience. Well, let the gullibles, let them begin to receive or let them begin to accept, or let them begin to believe what you are saying, because you think that Nigerians do not know what they are doing. They don't do. You don't do really. So guys, let's hear your opinion. Leave your comments and let's know your thoughts on this.